Carl Ostenson here, and this is video 2 in a 5-part series about using your IRA or 401k to set up your own personal pension. And in this video, we're going to talk about IRA and 401k rollovers, and mainly 3 things. 1, can you move your 401k? 2, how to choose the right custodian to accomplish your goals. And 3, what are the proper transfer rules to make sure you avoid any problems. And just note, we're operating under the premise that you're either considering or you want to use your 401k or IRA to set up a personal pension for yourself. You may have circumstances where it may make sense to keep your 401k where it's at. So first, let's look at, can you move your 401k plan? First, we'll look at an old employer, someone you used to work for, you're no longer working there, but you still have an old 401k plan there. Yes, you are able to move that 401k plan because you've had a separation of service. You no longer work there. You're able to roll that into your own self-directed IRA at the custodian of your choosing, and there's no tax consequences when you do that. The second scenario would be, can you move your current 401k from your current employer while you're still working? And the answer to that is also yes if you're age 59 and a half or older. It's something called an in-service distribution, and most plans allow for it. What you need to do is talk to your human resource department or your HR department and ask them 2 questions. 1, am I eligible for an in-service distribution? And 2, what percentage of my 401k can I move? Once you have that number, then you know how much you can roll into your own self-directed IRA at whatever custodian you choose. And again, there's no taxes to do that. So why would someone do this? Well, if you are looking to set up some kind of personal pension for yourself, to keep your money safe and make sure you have guaranteed income that lasts as long as you live, most 401k plans and IRA plans, they don't offer those types of products that are personal pension type products. That's what we specialize in. In order to get that, you'd actually have to make some changes. But other people, they may not want to set up a personal pension, but they may think they're paying too much in fees at their old 401k, or they may want some different investment options or be able to trade stocks and things like that. Those would also be reasons why people would either move their old 401k or do an in-service distribution. And one of the biggest reasons why people are either moving old 401ks or doing in-service distributions and setting up a personal pension before they retire is because the sooner you do it, the more income you get when you need it. So if you're 60 years old and you set it up now, you'll get more income when you retire at 65 than you would if you wait till you're 65 to do it. So the next step would be to pick the proper custodian to actually transfer your IRA or 401k to. And there's 3 main custodians. The first is investment or brokerage houses, the second is banks, and the third is insurance companies. Investment or brokerage houses, that'd be places like Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, Edward Jones, Fidelity, companies like that, where your options are going to be different types of mutual funds and stocks, preferred stocks, bond funds, exchange-traded funds, different types of investments. You could go to a bank and get FDIC insurance and bank CDs and things like that, but be careful at banks because a lot of them also have investment arms. So if your goal is FDIC insurance and safety, then make sure you stay away from the investment guy. And then the third type would be companies that I represent, and these are the companies that set up personal pensions. They're insurance companies. But these are all 3 different custodians that you could transfer your money to based upon your goals. A big problem we see as people get older is they never make the switch from accumulation to preservation. Because as you get older, it becomes more about keeping what you have, not trying to make as much as possible. So I want to talk about 2 important concepts: dollar cost averaging and reverse dollar cost averaging. When you're young and you're working and you're contributing money to your 401k, in years the market goes down, the money you're contributing is buying more shares at a lower price, helping you to accumulate money over the long term. But when you're retiring and you're starting to take money out, the reverse happens. Now in years the market goes down, you're actually taking money out as the market's going down, which accelerates the decline of your account. This is not the way to set up a personal pension. And one last thing about custodians, just make sure you're transferring to a custodian that has the right tool for what you want to accomplish. So now that you've picked the right custodian to help you accomplish your goals, how do you go about doing the rollover? Well, typically the best way is something called a direct transfer. That's when you fill out transfer paperwork and company A works with company B to get your account transferred over. Typically that has the least amount of problems. Another way would be for the 401k company to issue a check. Typically, you'd want wording something along the lines of made payable to ABC IRA Company for the benefit of John Doe, account number 12345. But the company will give you the actual wording, but that's something along the lines of what you'd want. The third way, if you avoid this if at all possible, but if you have to, get the check made payable to you, but you need to make sure you roll it over into a qualified account within 60 days, or you're going to have some tax issues, and there also may be some withholding if you do it that way as well. So if at all possible, try and do a direct transfer. So that's it for this video. We covered 3 things today. Can you move your 401k? Well, typically, yes, you can move your old 401k if you've left that employer, and even if it's your current employer, as long as you're over 59 and a half, you can move that one as well. Just talk to your HR department. The second thing we talked about was choosing the right custodian for your goals. If you want to trade stocks and mutual funds, you pick one custodian. If you want to set up a personal pension, you have to pick that custodian. So pick the right custodian to accomplish your goals. And the last thing we talked about was transferring your account, and that direct transfers are typically the best way to do that. So stay tuned for the next video where we're going to talk about an easy to set up budget to try and make sure that your income and expenses in retirement match up. So stay tuned, you'll get that in a couple days.